Can you see? 3:38 a.m. Okay, and baby girl is up, about to get this workout in because I'm headed to DC in like 5 hours. Okay, my flight leaves at 8 a.m. But I say, you know what, babes? No excuses. 60 days, 10K a day, 80% whole foods, 20% alcohol. We got body goals, birthday coming up, life coming up. Okay, so that's why I'm up at the crack of dawn when I really could be asleep for another hour and a half. But I digress because, again, I have to be willing to do what I need to do to get to where I want to be, which is 15 pounds lighter, okay? So I'm going to move my body. Even when I get to DC, I have a couple of hours between our first big event, which is a pitch competition. I'm going to DC for this HBCU Entrepreneurs Empowerment Conference. If you didn't know, I'm an HBCU alum. Shout out to Clark Atlanta University. And I also own a business, Maximize Money, where I teach women how to invest their first $100 in the stock market. But ultimately, the bigger premise is financial independence for women from an actionable based perspective. And so it's not enough for me to just have my money together. Like, I recognize that there is a purpose attached to the work that I'm doing, and I want women to see the full 360. Well, not the full, because you can't see everything, but I want you to see what it looks like to make the necessary sacrifices to get to where you want to be. So for me, that's being up at 3:39. I'm yapping with y'all. I think when I showed y'all the thing, it was 3:38. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to get this quick workout in because, again, 10K a day. I'm going to do a little dance workout for about 50 minutes. And then I'm going to make me a breakfast, make me a little wrap with some chips and stuff for the airport. I'm trying my best not to get Chick-fil-A when I'm there, but if I do, don't judge me, I'll show you. But I'm just so grateful. This is a fully sponsored opportunity for me. The flight was paid, the hotel is paid, the ticket to the conference is paid. Most of our meals are covered, and they even cover transportation to and from the airport to the hotel. So I just feel very grateful. It's just another godly wink that, like, girl, you're on the right path, and God is pleased with what you're doing. So I want to be a good steward over my time, over my talent, okay, because speaking is my thing, but also over my treasure, which is my body and my money, and just making sure that everything holistically aligns, and that you're inspired to create your dream life too. If I know that I want to be 15 pounds lighter, I have to be willing to do the work. And so if you know you want to lose weight, if you know you want to get your money together, you have to be willing to do the work. It's not going to just happen because you manifest it. You have to manifest it and get your butt up and do the work. And I went to sleep at 12 midnight. So I really only got 3.5 hours, but I know that I can sleep on the plane. It's 3 hours. So it's like, no excuses, Joss. Get it done. So I'm about to get it done. Made it. I'm so tired, but I'm so proud of myself for waking up and working out. That way I am at, oh, girl, I'm at 9665. Love that for me. So I'm about to go to Founding Farmers. I'm gonna go check in for the conference, and then I'm going to Founding Farmers because I'm hungry. And then I'm gonna come back and lay down until I gotta meet up with the girls in 2 hours. Oh, okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine because I'm not staying for the whole picture competition. I'm coming and laying down so I can get up and go to the gym in the morning. as I walk these streets, right, I'm just reminiscing about all the memories that I had in the district, okay? I was living my best life out here. Like, I know New York gets the praise, but DC, baby, I used to live my best life out here. I broke a lot of hearts out here, okay? I broke a lot of hearts out here, and I love that for me. It needed to happen in my 20s because I'm a much better woman in my 30s, you feel me? I'm still a terrorist, but in a different kind of way. And I just love being here. I don't want to move back per se. Like, I feel like my life is pretty much in Texas now, but it feels good to be in my second home and just walking the streets that I used to walk, going to work, going to brunch, going to happy hours, just always being in the streets respectfully, you know, or disrespectfully, because I was in my 20s and life was completely different back then. But I just can't help but think about all the hearts that I broke, and I'm so glad I did it, because you need to get out your system when you're early, not when you're in your 40s and your 50s, you feel me?
Clark Atlanta University.
Woo!
I'll leave a few more schools to see. Grambling State, are you here? All right. Shady University, are you here?
Which Tennessee State alum launched her own TV network? I can do this.
I know that one now.
Oprah Winfrey. Yes. All right. So 1 point for the Aggies. All right. Next question. Which bank was reopened by Howard University alumnus Jesse Mitchell in 1934 and has 7 branches in Washington, D.C.?
Industrial. It's industrial.
Is it Carver? No, it's not. This team, they said Carver. Don't know? All right. Go on to the next one. And the answer was industrial bank.
Yeah, I'm like, I lived here.
All right, next question. Shark Tank judge Damon John started his foray in entrepreneurship as co-founder of FUBU. There you go, 4 out of 5.
To take life seriously. And unfortunately, I lost my mom to COVID, and I realized memories are the most valuable thing we own. And that shift led me into travel. But I realized as a travel agent that the things to do side is chaotic. And that's the problem. We spend so much time looking for things to do instead of actually enjoying them. There's a lack of personalization that doesn't account for our together or not on the algorithm. And we also realize this isn't a travel problem, but this is an everyday discovery problem. Your breaks during work, your time out with family, it should be easier. And our Tenant Ferry is the solution. We have personalized onboarding. What that means is we get to know you. We want to know about your lifestyle, your culture, your budget, and then we give you an answer. We also realize that this is everyday discovery. So if I know what you want to do at a conference, with ease, the app can also know what you want to do when you're on a trip. We make sure our algorithm fits the community and gives back to our local businesses and include them. And most importantly, because I am a travel agent, it has human curation. A lot of people are trying to adapt travel to artificial intelligence, but they're missing the hospitality side. We've made $25,000 in the last 2 years before we even added artificial intelligence or started coding. I planned manual itineraries to prove that this is a problem, and then we created a product with no artificial intelligence that people love. We have 150 beta users, and we have 1,511 people signed up to wait till July 1st when we launch our artificial intelligence.
Okay, this is a crazy angle to record, but I just wanted to highlight day one. It's not really officially day one, but it's unofficially day one, if you will. It's been a really good day. So I landed around like Jesus Lord. You see, this is why I'm a fake content creator, because why is my stuff not together? Okay, so day one, I landed and I came back, took a shower, changed clothes, went to get some food because I was hungry. I like my room. I think I already showed you a view of what that looks like. And then I met up with 2 of my homegirls who live here. As you know, I've already mentioned I lived in DC for 6 years, 6 good years. Okay, this was before social media was social media, so it was doing what it needed to do. It was Chocolate City back then. But it just feels so good to be back. I just came back from a pitch competition. 5 great pitches. I only recorded the last one, unfortunately. I just wanted to enjoy the pitch. And if you've never pitched at an event, it's stressful, okay? I actually applied to pitch at this one, but I'm glad I didn't get it after listening to everybody else's, because they have some great businesses, some great traction, and it's just motivation for me to keep going. So ultimately, what I'm appreciative of is just being in the room, because I talk about this all the time in my content, but exposure changes you. It helps you to think bigger about what's possible for your life. Even when I think about my career and my business and how I'm planning to merge the two, like, I wouldn't have done that if I didn't get exposed to it. And so I've already met some amazing people with some amazing businesses from some amazing HBCUs. And y'all know I'm an advocate of HBCUs. Shout out to Clark Atlanta. Okay, so I'm excited for day 2. I'm about to take another shower and lay in this big comfy bed, twiddle my thumbs, okay, rub my feet together in this bed, and get up in the morning to work out. Because again, it's 10K a day, and I'm minimizing my alcohol and increasing my protein and my fiber, even on vacay, even on a holiday, as the people across the pond say. So I'm just so grateful to be here. It's been a great day. The weather is perfect. It's a perfect day. And I hope tomorrow is perfect as well. So I'll see you tomorrow. And of course, give you an update on things as they continue to develop, okay?
Last but certainly not least, I'd like to introduce our moderator, another recent Howard alum, esteemed business journalist, Ms. Asia Alexander.
Oh, good. You guys are the show. How are you guys doing? Come on now, y'all. We're HBCU people. How y'all doing? I am so honored to be here.
There's today in the market, just because you're an AI company, the price of your business is, in most cases, is fairly high. But for us, and I think Dr. Frederick alluded to this, is that we believe that there are great companies outside of AI as well. So we don't want to follow the herd. I call them the big banks, the Andreessens, our peers, but also realize that there are valuable businesses that are I would call a pain killer, not a vitamin. They're a must-have in the marketplace, and we believe those companies on the fintech side are things like rethinking credit package expansion. So those companies that are rethinking FICO scores, for example, investment grade company called Susu, that's now a $1.2 billion business. We got it on a $15 million business. And then there's companies like Seven Starlings, that's focusing on women's maternal health platform for women's health, and AI. And these companies have adapted to the market and embedded AI into the business models has allowed them to scale and reach further additional market share. And so I think it's being thoughtful around not just slapping AI in your pitch deck or into your business model, but how it could really expand market share and hopefully maintain becoming a market-leading business.
Yeah.
It caught my attention, and then sparked my interest to do a lot of angel investments alongside them. And then later, name was put in the hat to move here to DC to run a small firm called Village Capital, and then later lead AT&T's $400 million social investment fund. And over the course of that 14-year, between selling the coffee shop, making investments out of Village Capital and AT&T, angel investments, I felt that there was a lot of missing opportunity organically, whether it was my social network or where I saw opportunity, not just in Silicon Valley, New York, but in Atlanta, in Detroit, in Pittsburgh, in Denver, and other places around the world. And this idea that if entrepreneurs became my through line of the track record, if entrepreneurs were going to be the change agents of our country, then it has to include everyone, not just a very few. And from a venture model perspective, like you can't always, you got to go where the best companies are. And in my case, you have to also understand the power of local assets, which I do believe exists on HBCU campuses. And so ensuring that HBCUs has the resources, not just the capital, but the alumni network, the technology, the support system in K-12, we call it wraparound services, to support these entrepreneurs, to get them to their next stage of growth is how I've developed our mandate. We call this inclusive investing, and being very intentional around when we ourselves are diverse managers. I'm saying that very explicitly. We will organically over-index our allocation into diverse manager teams, entrepreneurs. And then also earmarking our traveling dollars, going 80% of capital continues to flow in 3 places: Boston, New York City, and San Francisco, where the other states are fighting over the remaining 75%. And in the 4th category is your sector or your generalist, that's your focus. And then the 5th is, we don't coin ourselves as an impact investment firm, but you can't unsee the fact that these companies have the ability to disrupt systems that have not included or supported the underbanked consumer or low wealth patients or the frontline worker. So,
What's a piece of advice that you would give them? Like 5 to 10 seconds each person.
I think 5 seconds, right? So just be open to learning.
For me, I'd probably try to find maybe 5 or 6 people in that field or whatever it is that I want to do and try to reach out to them. So networking is key.
I would say be confident in your idea. It's your idea, you own it, it's yours, so be confident in that.
Yeah, thinking back to myself 2 years ago when I was 20, I would say just do it, take risks, always take risks.
+1, take risks.
I would say know what kind of business you want to build. Are you trying to build a lifestyle business, a small business, or a scalable startup? And be super clear about what those 3 categories are from the start.
Can we give a round of applause?
Of self-made law, but let's talk a little bit more about me. So I am originally from Brooklyn, New York. Anybody from Brooklyn in the house? Oh, that's okay.
We like Brooklyn.
New York. Mount Vernon, stay learning. Yeah. We like that. Okay. Amazing. So heavy on the use in commerce. A lot of people, if you come up with an idea, who can tell me the idea itself? Is that your IP?
No.
You're not selling it.
Okay. Now what's your name?
My name is Ella. I'm the founder of Essential.
And so copyright. So copyright protects tangible forms of art, right? Again, not ideas. Very important, right? So we're gonna talk about the different types of copyright in a minute, but let's just get started. Who can tell me what they think a type of copyright is? My friend.
I believe it's like
LLC one.
Say more. Say more about that.
Like the LLC, I believe, like, I think if I'm correct, that like the LLC is basically saying like how, if you have that name, no one can steal that name, it like protects your name of the brand.
Okay, that is a very good photography. So anything that is a tangible form of art can be copywritten, right? And when we're thinking about copywritten, who knows anything about like the process? What would you do if, let's say, you created something, let's say to sell their athletic goods. They also have logos, right? So the check sign on its own, right, is one of Nike's logos, right? It's called a design logo. But also the Nike, even including the word mark into the check, is also a design logo, right? What else can we trademark? So the Netflix sound, that is distinctive, right? And that's really what we really want when we're thinking about what can we trademark, what should we name our business? Something that is distinctive, something that is going to separate yourself from other businesses, right? Something that will distinguish you from them.
No.
No?
We know the
Everybody heard about
song.
this?
We know the song, but we don't know the case.
You know the song, but we don't know the case. Okay, so it's an atypical kind of likelihood of confusion, but we're gonna use it still as an example. So Meek Mill, you guys know the song. Hold up, wait a minute, right? We all heard it this weekend, right? So you're gonna hear it today, right? So song been out since 2012, right? Meek Mill recently was very upset with Nike and LeBron James. Nike keep coming up. We love Nike. They should sponsor me. Anyway, with Nike and LeBron James because they came out with a Dreams and Nightmares collection.
Oh.
Right? So Meek Mill, he gets all up in arms. He goes, "How dare they do this to me?" Right? And he rushes. Somewhat he got kind of tipped off right before, like a week before it actually got officially released, that they were actually going to launch it. He goes online and he's like, "How dare they do this to me?" Right? This is my brand. How dare they do this? I may have seen online someone say, Meek Mill been hanging around all these millionaires for years and he hasn't learned anything. Don't be like Meek Mill. You guys are here, right? I want to make sure that you learn things. Protect your brand. That's number one, because we've been knowing this song since 2012 and he actually has not protected it, right? So what he's saying is that their collection would be confused with what he's done. But he's wrong, right? So when we're thinking about trademarks, there are 45 classes of goods and services. You want to make sure that what you've protected is protected with what you're doing. Meek Mill is trying to argue that he somehow produces clothes. We don't know Meek Mill for producing no clothes, right? All we know is that song that they play every time we go out. All of it to stop. When we as a community had decided to stop
ideas. That doesn't mean that people want your good idea. That doesn't mean they'll pay for your good idea. And that doesn't mean that the model is actually there to sustain the good idea into being a business. And so I thought that the thing that I could really offer to you all today is some frameworks on how to evaluate an idea before you spend all this time, this money, this energy, this capital, thinking it's the next best thing and no one really wants it. So I really like to evaluate my ideas on 3 key areas. And I really learned this in corporate innovation. The first thing is called desirability. Do people want your thing? Or is it just for you? And that's okay, but that's called a hobby. That's not a business. The second thing is feasibility. Can you reasonably build the thing that you want to build? So that could be technical feasibility. It could be, are the resources available? It could be, do I have the technical competence as the founder or as the owner? That's feasibility. And then finally, viability. Viability is, can this become financially sustainable at some point? That's when you have a business. So desirability is people to people. So if it works once, how can it be repeated? So here's when you want to outline the steps or processes that you can either automate or systematize to continue to deliver your solution. So we're moving beyond tests to actually moving towards a solution at this point. So this is the final statement I'm going to ask you all to fill in.
Okay, I'm back in my room. When I ate lunch, something fell on me, but it's okay. It's the end of the day. So today was a really good day. Yesterday was a good day, but today was really a good day. I'm just going to give you a quick little recap. You feel me? So the morning started. I went to the gym. As you know, I'm not playing despite eating a bunch of things. It's okay. I went to the gym. You know, you start the day off right. Oh, this is bothering me. And I did my own nails. Everybody's been complimenting them. Yeah. And then we had breakfast and they had a panel talking about the importance of starting businesses as HBCU students, grads, whatever. I don't remember nothing from that. What was really impactful were the breakout sessions, which are like smaller sessions that you can choose based on what you were interested in. Excuse me, I had to burp. The first one I went to was a protecting your IP session, which is something I've always been interested in, which is essentially protecting your intellectual property. So I, at the recording of this video, have already, and I did this earlier this year, but now it's official. I've trademarked my business name, Maximize Money. I've trademarked my 2 programs, my Invest Your First $100 program, which I use across multiple things. I provide that to corporations. I provide it in my own workshops. I do my own one-on-one, consulting, clientele, customer stuff as well. And I didn't have the name trademark for a long time, which is not good. But I just started using it officially in January, but I knew immediately, okay, that I needed to trademark it because people always compliment me on how relevant and easy to understand it is. So I knew off rip, baby girl, ain't nobody gonna steal this. And if you did, pay me up, pay me, okay? The other thing I trademarked was the money reset. I actually trademarked that last year because I have been sitting on this idea of doing one-on-one sessions. I had already done a ton of them. I didn't have an official name for it. So those are the 2 things that I trademarked. And the next step for me is to trademark basically my process, my framework, which I haven't done. So that session was really, really good. The session that I went to after that was around essentially using technology to scale your business, which I already do, but the speaker, he had a lot of good insights on different prompts you can use to essentially take the knowledge that you have in your head. You still need to be a subject matter expert, which is what he said, which I appreciate because you can't build a business on AI. You need to be good at what you do already and use AI to support it. So he gave us a proof framework. I'm not going to give you his whole methodology. Just know that it was good. I'll probably have inserted some type of clips, some type of videos, some screenshots of things that I pulled from his presentation, but it was really, really good. And if you are in the DC area, okay, he owns the DC Urban Oasis. It's essentially a food and beverage location that you come to essentially gather. It's redefining what gathering and culture and good food and beverages represent, and so I really liked his presentation too. I need to connect with him on LinkedIn. He and his wife own it, and I like that they had locks. I just love pro-blackness, okay? So after that was lunch. It was a panel of successful HBCU entrepreneurs basically highlighting the lessons that they learned, giving us inspiration, blah, blah, blah. Very accomplished. I like the smaller sessions. So then after that, we went to 2 more breakout sessions. The one that I went to was the pathways to procurement, which is really important to me because if you don't know, I have been certified as a minority business enterprise since 2024. And I've gotten contracts and all the things, but there's a difference between getting the award, the contract, and actually delivering on the services. And so they gave a lot of good insight on basically positioning yourself. It's not enough to just win the bid. People need to know what you do, and you shouldn't be afraid to be a subcontractor because most of the times people are going out as prime contractors. And I understand that because I used to be in government contracting when I lived here in DC. So I understand kind of the intricacies, but they gave a lot of good gems and some great resources that I'm going to be looking up. I have a lot of homework to do. And then the second one was risk management for startups that I was supposed to go to. I didn't go to it because I ended up going to meet up with my mentor who was not there yet. So I ended up coming back to the room, just chilling, charging my phone because it was about to die since I was recording all day. And then I went to meet up with my mentor who wasn't available, but I ended up meeting with another guy who's also here, DC based. He was super cool, and he does work with the DoD. He works in IT, and his primary client is the DoD, the Department of Defense. So he was super cool, gave me some gems as well that are gonna help me think about what it looks like to scale my business and also position it in a way that attracts the government and like larger corporations, essentially supplier diversity. So that was really good of a conversation as well. After that, I went to happy hour. I just needed a cocktail after all that learning. I needed to unwind, you feel me? So I went to STK, and I love STK. They don't have one in Houston. Apparently they're opening one. Where is it? I don't know. When is it coming? But there's one in the Bay, which is where I'm from. And I've been there at least 2 times. So I don't know. I might go tomorrow. When I say I've been there, I mean I went to the one in the Bay twice in my whole life, okay? Because I'm not a regular STK girl, but that happy hour is solid, okay? I think I paid like $50 and I had at least 5 dishes. Like, because the dishes aren't that big. It's like little tapas. So I had a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I had at least 5 dishes, and then I had 2 cocktails. And again, my total came up to 55. So I'm not mad at that at all, because I had meatballs, I had a taco, I had steak, frites, like steak and fries. I had, girl, what else did you have? Because you had a bunch. I had a burger, like a little mini burger slider and fries. And then I had one more thing. I forgot what the 5th thing is. Dang. What was it? I had the Wagyu meatballs. I had the tuna tartare tacos. I had the steak and frites. I had the burger, like the slider, just one, okay? And fries. And I guess that's all I got. And then I got 2 drinks. Like I had a margarita, and then I had this little, it was basically like a lavender French 75 with tequila. And it was good. Everything was good. Like I might be going back tomorrow. I don't know, because we don't have one in Houston yet. So for $55, I can get a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I'm not mad at it. So that was a really good experience. And now I'm back in my room. My homegirl just texted me talking about what we doing, and I'm like, girl, I'm about to take a shower and lay in the bed. But I still have my makeup on, so if she trying to hit the streets, I'm down, okay? If she trying to hit the streets, I'm down. But if not, I can also lay in my bed over here. So I'm just so grateful to be here. I met some amazing people. I have some things brewing. I don't believe in talking about things until they're a done deal, but I've just met some great people today. And we're working on some great things together, okay? So thank you, God, for this opportunity. And again, getting in the right rooms with the right people, like even my homegirls that are here, we went through a program together in Houston because we're all Houston based. And it's crazy that we've never met in person. And we had to come all the way up to DC to meet here. Like, and so we were like, listen, we need to start meeting up monthly. Cause like, it's one thing to have friends who down and hit the streets and do hookah and I like all of that too, to be clear, but there's another thing to build a business that's like legacy minded, that's mission driven, and that's really one thing that we all have in common. Like even the program that we met in, it was for HBCU grads that were building mission driven businesses, you know? And so it's like you have to be in the room with like-minded people. You have to be in a room with people that want the same things you want or are wanting it in an adjacent way so that you can sharpen one another, you can hold each other accountable, and you can ultimately put each other on. Like that's the point. You want to be able to refer business to each other. So we made a plan to be meeting up on the regular. But for now, sounds like we about to hit the streets tonight and not talk about business. We about to just enjoy each other's company. So I'm just grateful to be here. Like the fact that I was sponsored, like a fully sponsored, like room, hotel, same thing. Hotel, flight, ticket to the conference. Food has been included in the majority of the things that we did. Like I could have just ate what they had for us at dinner, which is also sliders. They look really good, but I was like, I want a cocktail. Ain't no cocktails here. So I said, let me just walk to SDK. I'm glad I did. Because I'm good. I don't need to eat anything for the rest of the night. So, and it's what, 7:30. I don't need to eat because I need to get my butt up and go to the gym. Actually, I'm gonna tell her I'm not hanging out. I don't know. Let me see what she said in the message. Depending on what it is, I probably need to just stay in. I actually do have a brand deal that I need to be updating, but that's neither here nor there. It'll be get done. If it don't get done today, it's gonna get done tomorrow. Okay. I'm grateful for that. It's my highest paying brand deal. So I'm very grateful. So maybe I need to do that right now. No, I'm not. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I'm still within my time frame. I'm gonna just do it tomorrow. And then they have a week to, send it through their reviews and stuff. But anyway, I'm just yapping at this point. I am about to see what my friend said. Depending on what it is, I'm going, or I'm about to take this makeup off and take a shower and put on my PJs and rub my feet together. So anyway, whatever I end up doing, you'll see. Unless it's nothing, then you won't see it. It's that on that. Though I don't want to be the way I wanted to stay in that bed, baby. But I say, you know what? No, 10K a day, every day. Okay, 60 days. I think I'm on day 5. I don't know. But anyway, 10K a day, every day. So I'm just walking around DC, downtown, taking pictures like I didn't live here for 6 years. But it's just nice. I'm able to talk to God. I just had some things on my heart. And I was like, I should go to the gym, but I'm like, no, I'm only walking today. I'm giving my muscles a break. I lifted yesterday, so I'm happy about that. So today we're just gonna walk. Tomorrow we're gonna be back in the gym, hit our 10K, then go to brunch with my twins. So yeah. Okay, day 3. Don't eat.
You do need to understand saving, budgeting, investing, but that's literally the ground floor of what actual building wealth will be. Once you have that knowledge, the next part is understanding how to utilize it to access the systems. If you have access to all of this knowledge, but you can't go and apply for a loan, or you don't have the knowledge of stacking investments. I was talking to my friend Kirk here about that earlier, so please check out his breakout at 10:30 right after this. But if you don't understand what those systems are and how you take this knowledge that you've developed to then perform in a healthy manner within the system, the knowledge stops there, the wealth stops there. And so where we continue to have an opportunity, and this is why partnerships across sectors, across working with government and elected officials, working with nonprofits, small businesses, large corporations, because we have to create a system that's accessible for everyone. And we have to make sure that we are sharing with those who want to participate in the system, that we're sharing with them how to go about doing that. And so when we think about as funders and small business owners, and I'm also a small business owner, but I'm not here in that capacity. But even within that, when I talk to my son, who's 8 years old, about owning his own and being able to navigate saving and waiting, is something worth waiting a little bit longer, or what does profits look like, or why do we open bank accounts, or how do we negotiate Like, all of that information is part of building that generational wealth. So it's not just telling your family member to open a savings account, it's sharing with them, why did you make that decision on that investment? So when you are gone and when you that we needed to put a rubric into the estate plan so that the next generation who wanted to take access or money from the trust to buy a business or start a business needed to know what a good business investment looked like. And there was no way that that could be done without documenting it. So thank you for elevating that.
Can I just say something really quickly? Because I'm creating an excuse for why we don't have that information. And thinking about years ago, you know, I got years on me to think about these things. But we didn't have choices. So, you know, we went to that bank because that was the black bank that would give us the money to manage our business. We lived in neighborhoods because those were the neighborhoods that we could live in. We did business with the people who would do business with us. Now the world is much bigger now. And so I agree with you, and I'm sitting here thinking as I transition, you know, Stacey told me not to do it soon, but I'm thinking about it. And so I'm beginning to put those pieces in place. But, you know, a lot of what I do was based upon what was left for me to do. You know, I see, oh, there's the bank, I'm still with the same bank that my father used, but it's had 5 different names, okay? Now it's PNC. And I do business with Industrial and Bank of America and others, but at the time, National Bank of Washington, which no longer exists, was the bank that we banked with because of a relationship that my father had with the folks at that bank. The same thing with Industrial. So I think, you know, now that we are in this much bigger world where we can do so much more and we have all these choices, I agree that we need to put that together. But in the past, I mean, we're here because we operated off of the griot and drums and all that. You know, that's how we passed information on. Now, if you want to come to my office, I got notebooks full of stuff.
So that's good. All right, so what is cybersecurity? So I didn't want to use the whole book definition of cybersecurity. I like putting things in plain English because a lot of times we use a lot of acronyms and things that people are like, I kind of understand what you mean, but I really don't understand what you mean, all right? So what is cybersecurity? So it's keeping your information safe from people who should not see it. That's one of the principles. Making sure your data is not changed or deleted by attackers, and it's keeping systems and apps working. So that's just a rare attack within the past year. Of those who were attacked, what's it tell you? It says 50 believe they were very well prepared. Everybody thinks they're prepared. So they get, you know, Mike Tyson had that quote, everyone's ready till they get punched in the face, right? So here we have that. They say 22% were able to recover, 42%, you know, suffered significant downtime, 21%, you know, paid the ransom, but still unable to recover all data. Now I'm going to tell you from my experience, when you get a ransomware threat, do not jump and pay it. Call the FBI. The FBI has a hotline for this type of stuff to investigate these things, but you should always have backups and backups of your data that are not directly tied to your main source of data. Okay, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in some of the solutions, all right?
Now, I'm great about answering questions throughout the presentation. One of those people, once I get on the roll and you go down the hill, at the end of the presentation, I might deny what I said. So we're gonna do. That you move to the next. This is a marathon, it's not a race when we consider business. So those small tweaks can be a game changer, but we just have to remember the mindset that we are in this for the long run. So don't try, I'm definitely the hare. I'm trying to sprint. And I've had to learn to be a tortoise
and do one thing in front of the other so that way I can make progress without having to go backwards.
Potential stakeholders to help me grow my capital?
Yeah, so the first thing that you need to really understand is that there are two important behaviors in an entrepreneur. The first is that they must be an innovative thinker, right? They have to be innovative because you can't just go do what somebody else has done, right? The competition is too strong to do that. The second thing that they have to be is they have to be a consummate resource gatherer, right? You will need more resources building a business largely than anything else you do. And I'm not merely talking about capital resources. Gave you the 5-step capital continuum, but the other resources that you're going to need are talent, right? You're going to need sales talent. You're probably, if you're running a tech company, going to need tech talent, right? You're going to need employees. Who's willing to work for you? Anybody can get someone to work for them if they pay them enough. But the art to an entrepreneur is how do you pay them what you can afford to pay them and get them to still work as hard and use their very best talent. So those two things are important. Where do you learn that? I'm confident you're going to learn that at HBCU Empower. Right? We gave a commercial moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Anybody learn that here at HBCU Empower? It's inspirational to me. And I'm just curious from your historical perspective, how has entrepreneurship ecosystem building changed over the last couple of decades? What is different now compared to when you first started doing this work and building impact and programming and systems for entrepreneurs?
Yeah, I think one of the things that's different is an awareness that no one is going to give it to you, right? So if you think about one of the greatest entrepreneurial successes in our community has been Motown, right? Motown created, I mean, think about, all we talk about today is content. Motown had this cool sign that said Hitsville, USA. Motown was a factory for creating content. But most of the people who created that content didn't learn how to monetize the content. Barry Gordy actually did learn how to monetize the content. What I think has changed today is the artist as the entrepreneur, not the artist as the performer. We can go through countless examples, you know, 50 Cent, Nas, Jay-Z, Beyonce, right? All of them came from the same tradition as the Motown performers, but they added something new to it, which is they made sure that the deal was right. Right? Throughout the 90s, you heard about groups like TLC, New Edition, that all had bad experiences. You know, Michael Bivins talks about, you know, coming off of their first tour and getting a $1.99 check, right? They toured all over the world. Boys for Boston, you know, 30-city tour, they got a $2 check when they got back. So I think one of the biggest examples, and there are many, is the notion that you need to get the deal right before you dance, sing, or perform. Y'all clap a little louder. Natalie thinks she's winning. I think give me a little bit more. She thinks she's winning. She looked at me with a side look. You heard that applause. Keep playing with me.
Oh my God. Janetta, I don't want to go before you, so please.
Just curious from your perspective, and for those that don't know, Ms. Hardy, Janetta Hardy, Dr. Hardy, as we were joking before the panel, she actually was doing this work at Howard to really instrumentally build entrepreneurship programs at HBCUs when I was an undergrad back in the early 2000s. And so you've been a part of building these ecosystems at HBCUs over the last couple of decades. And just wanting your perspective on what's changed to build these systems for entrepreneurs then to now.
That's a good question, and I'm looking at it from a different lens, because as someone that has led three entrepreneurship centers at 3 universities, I've kind of watched, watched a lot happen. But I'm going to start with leadership. And when I was at Howard, and I'm going to, give this man a round of applause here in the audience, because, Dr. Barry Harvey, but he has been truly instrumental in seeing the writing on the wall
you know, in terms of just, he realized HBCUs. I mean, we started at Howard, and then he says, you know what, we're creating this national entrepreneurship center. So we want every HBCU, you know, to have this knowledge. And hence the conference, and now evolving to where it is. And thank you, Dr. Harvey, because I wouldn't be where I am without you. So, you know, I go back to, you know, relationships. And that's what I'm good at. And I say that humbly. That is one of my many talents. You can't do anything, you know, without those relationships. And that is all a part of building that ecosystem, right? You need all these people to help you be successful. And so I think, you know, if people realize, when it comes to building the ecosystem, it takes people. People have to be there to do it, to do the work. So how has it changed? For me, I'm still doing what I'm doing.
First of all, I had to get myself together because when Dr. Graham, you said, I live in the Southwestern region, and I remember when PNC Bank did the opening at TSU, and Marcus from the Breakfast Club and I did that first panel for that kickoff event with Robert and the whole team. But I graduated from Clark Atlanta University. And when you said that, everybody say Wendy's.
Wendy's.
Okay, if you remember that little dollar menu, imagine a 21-year-old Kim that had been working at a makeup counter because my parents could not afford for me to be at Clark Atlanta University. But because I got kicked out of high school, my mama convinced my daddy, just let her go, we'll figure it out. And I remember having to go to the mall and look for a job. And this makeup counter hired me, and look y'all, Keisha ain't never done nobody makeup in my life on that day. But they hired me at South DeKalb Mall. And I remember working and getting ready to graduate and realizing that you had to have an internship to get a call back from a resume. I didn't know that. I thought you just go to school. Because my parents did not graduate from college. And so.
Okay, y'all, it is 11:07 p.m., okay? I'm just getting back in my room. It's been a full day, but I'm gonna give you a recap, okay? I'm gonna give you a recap because I'm promising to do this. So this was day 3, and this was a really good day. So we started with breakfast per usual. Actually, I started by walking outside, okay? You likely saw the footage of me doing my walks. I went down to the Washington Monument. I went to the Smithsonian African American Museum. I went to the White House. I went for Obama, not for you know who. And I think I got some pictures of Capitol Hill. I don't know. But anyway, I wanted to just start my morning outside walking. I'm trying to get my 10K. I got them today. We are at 12,475. God is good. So after that, I got dressed, took a shower, got ready for breakfast. And the panel talked about wealth building. And obviously, as we know, if you don't know, wealth building is so much more than just financials. It's about intellectual, property. It's about spiritual wealth. It's about all the things. And so the panel was really good and very inspiring to me. And I'm sure I had some clips for that too. But it was a really good panel. So then after that, we went to our breakout sessions. The 2 that I signed up for in the morning were, dang girl, how are you forgetting them? Well, the first one was cybersecurity. And I learned a lot. Like, these were some really good sessions too. Like, the breakout sessions are low-key my favorite because that's where you really get the practical information. So I learned a lot about protecting just myself, but most importantly, my business. As I continue to scale, work with more clients, work with more partners, get hired by more brands, I want to make sure that all of my data and their data is protected. So I have some homework to do after that session. And then the second one I went to was a strategic planning, HR, and accounting session. Also very good. And y'all know I'm good with my numbers, baby. I'm a money coach. But doing it for your business and having projections and cash flow statements and preparing to hire, like, it was just a lot. And I was like, oh my God, I don't know if I'm ready for all of this, but I am, because I want to make sure that my foundation is set. So that was a really good session. I've already booked a consultation with the lady who led it. She did a really good job of breaking it down. And I think we're very similar in how we do business and just having our affairs in order. So that was another really good session that helped me to think bigger and helped me to think about how to systematize my business and hire based on need and not on what I think I want. Because it was up to me, I would just hire like a content person. I'm like, no, Joss, what do you actually need? What's going to drive the business forward? And so those are things, and she gave us some really good prompts and some homework around that too, okay? And then we went to lunch, and the panel from lunch was really, really good. It was really about what entrepreneurship means for Black people, and essentially how entrepreneurship is going to be a catalyst for true wealth building from a generational perspective. So the people that are on the panel, they did a really good job. I don't even know if I have as much footage for them because I was just focused on listening, okay? They did a really good job. And I really admire the people that were on there because I used to live in DC, so I knew all of them by name, not by personal relationship, but it was really, really good to hear their thoughts on how things have changed and how you can adjust your business and ultimately use your business as an ecosystem, and how entrepreneurship is self-discovery. And it really, baby, everybody's not meant to be an entrepreneur. Everybody's not meant to be a business owner, because you have to be dedicated to becoming better as a person, and as a result, your business becomes better. So just talking about depression and, again, self-discovery and self-identity, and how ultimately your business is not just for you, it's really to impact the next generation and show people what's possible. So I've loved that. And I met a lot of amazing people while here. Again, I don't believe in talking about things until they're locked and loaded, but I met a lot of great people that I plan to do some business with just by being in those sessions. And then there was, after lunch, the final breakout session that I went to was, girl, what was it? Okay, creating and organizing your personal advisory board, which is so important to me because I run my business solo for the most part. And there is something to having mentors, and you don't even call them mentors. They're really just board of advisors, people that you consult that advise you on like what it looks like to grow your business. And I already identified one of them, and I've connected with her since being here, you feel me? And so she is essentially going to serve as an expert in my field, a fellow HBCU graduate, a fellow woman who's doing a lot of amazing things in the financial field. And I already had sent her a LinkedIn message. And so like she came up to me when I was at the bar, and she was like, hey, like, I definitely want to connect, because I had already reached out to her when I met her earlier, and I was like, I am going to send you a message, And I introduced myself, what I was doing, boom, boom, pow. She was like, oh, I love this. Like, let's definitely connect. And so when I was at the bar, which I just came from in the hotel, she came up to me. She was like, I want to make sure we connect. Like, let's share information. And she didn't know that I had already messaged her on LinkedIn. So she was like, oh, I didn't know you already. I said, girl, I don't play. The one thing about me is I may play about a lot of things, but not about my business, okay? So she was like, let's definitely connect. And so I will follow up with her likely next week. But after that, I went back to SDK. I had to wrap up some stuff for my brand deal. I had some cocktails, which were really good. SDK's happy hour is unmatched. Like, I'm ready for the Houston location. Then I came back and went to the award ceremony, which was actually really nice. Like, all of the awardees, like, they all had really good stories, really amazing, impactful businesses. And it just is a reminder to keep going, ultimately. So that was great. That was a really good experience. And that was essentially the last, excuse me, y'all, I'm burping. That was the last of the conference. And so 2 of my homegirls are also here from Houston. So we went to the bar and had a little nightcap. So funny to say that out loud. We're definitely in our 30s, late 30s. Because, like, the youngins don't know what a nightcap is. But I was like, let's go have a little cocktail. And they were like, yes, let's. So we just went to the hotel bar just to yap and catch up. And now we're going to be doing monthly accountability co-working session. So we already scheduled the next one for next month, and we're gonna continue to do these. And then one of my girls, her birthday's a few days after mine, so she's like, oh my God, what are you doing for your birthday? And I was like, girl, nothing. And she was like, me neither, we gotta do something. So I don't know what we're gonna end up doing. We're gonna do something. I wanna do something fun. But yeah, her birthday's a few days after mine. And you know, I love me a good Leo, baby. So that's why we see each other. So anyway, this has been a really good experience. It really has. I'm so grateful to have been awarded a full scholarship to come here. I met another she was older than me, but I met another lady who, this is her 3rd conference, and she was like, I've gotten the scholarship every time. And I was like, you know what? That's what I needed to hear, because I will be back next year, okay? And I will also be teaching a workshop. So me and my new homegirl, me and my new mentor, who won't be named right now, I will be putting a bug in her ear. Number 1, to make sure that I'm coming back. And number 2, I would love to do a workshop, one of the breakout sessions. But this is such a good community to be in. And it's just another reminder that I'm so grateful to have went to Clark Atlanta University. Like, I really am. I just love everything about the HBCU experience. And I feel like when I think about the people that went to HBCUs, and this is no shade, okay, versus those that didn't, like, you come out as a different person when you go to a HBCU. Like, you automatically are thinking from a collective economics perspective. You're automatically thinking about what it means to be you and how that impacts the people around you. Like, you're literally a part of a legacy. Like, somebody's gonna be looking and reading up about me in the year 3000. Like, that is just crazy to me. And it's like the work you do now, who you are now, like, it's setting the tone for the people that come after you. And I think one thing that HBCUs do very well is remind you of your power and how what you do, how you live, what you decide to do with your time, your talent, your treasure is impacting the generations after you. Because the people that were at Clark College, Atlanta University in the 1960s, 1970s set the tone for me in the early 2000s, you know? So it just, this whole experience is a reminder that, like, this is so much bigger than me, which I knew. Like, my whole business is in the business of serving other people, but, like, now I'm thinking bigger. I'm thinking supplier diversity. I'm thinking government contracts. I'm thinking teams, hiring HBCU alum, you know, that won't be a priority. But it's like, one of the women on the panel, she was like, all of my employees were HBCU graduates. They were all Howard graduates. Did I pick that for them. Was that a requirement? No, but she was like, that just speaks to the mission, that speaks to who I am, and that speaks to them understanding what I was looking to do and just happening to align with it, you know? And so it's just been very amazing. Like, my mind is blown in the best way. Like, I have so much homework to do. I have like a few follow-ups to do. I did a lot of follow-ups today earlier at happy hour, but I have a few more to do, like based on just going to the award ceremony and just meeting people in passing, where I was able to just communicate with them, you know? So I just feel so grateful to be here. Like, DC always holds a special place in my heart, and HBCUs do as well. And I'm looking forward to being back here next year, okay, as a speaker. And I'm trying to get that full scholarship again so I can come back. But yeah, I'm just, again, exposure is everything. And I hope that if you take nothing else from this vlog, that you are reminded that once you get in the right rooms, your mindset expands. The things that you didn't think were possible become possible. And you have to have people around you that see your vision and that can speak on your behalf to the excellence that you are executing on. So I hope that I am an encouragement, or I can't talk. It's 11 o'clock. I hope, and I've had 2 cocktails. But anyway, I hope that I am a source of encouragement for you to think bigger. Sorry, I just 42. And I hope that you bet on yourself this year, whatever that means, whatever you've been putting off. It could be you leaving your hometown. It could be you starting a business. It could be you going back to school. It can be you just taking that risk and going all in on it. Like, go all in on it, you know? So anyway, I'm yapping. It's about to be 11:30 and I need to take a shower, take this makeup off, get in my bed. I'm gonna see my twin in the morning for brunch, and then I'm headed back to Houston, where I belong. Like, I realize Houston's my home now. That's crazy, because I was against it for a long time, but girl, you have a whole home out there. Like, Houston's your home, and each day I've learned to love it more and more. You know, it fits the season that I'm in right now, and I'm just grateful. Like, even the fact that I'm in Houston, like, that was not on my bingo card. Like, God has literally been ordering my steps since birth, okay? But especially in my adulthood. So I'm just so grateful for everything Houston has given me, and I just want to make sure I give back to Houston in a great way too, which I am doing in progress. So anyway, it is 11:21. Baby girl's gonna take this makeup off, take a shower, get in the bed, go hang out with my twin. I'm probably not gonna record that because we need to catch up, okay? We got things, I don't believe in recording everything. And then I'm gonna hop on my flight and take my butt back to Houston, back to my home. But yes, I'm gonna end this vlog here, or maybe not, because I'm going to the lounge, airport lounge. I'm gonna show y'all what that look like too, even though I've already been there. But I'm gonna show y'all that and give y'all the vibes. And then I'll end the vlog officially.